If you are over the age of 35, stop everything you're doing right now. After a lifetime of eating fatty foods, you may run the risks of a stroke or heart attack due to plaque buildup in your veins and arteries. To learn how you can reduce your risks, visit youthfountainlab.com or call 1-800-853-7856 today. This may be a life-changing call for you or someone you love. Thank you, and we hope to hear from you.
Benny Lasbury was a young, poor African-American kid who inadvertently got caught up in the mob when he came to the aid of a mafia captain under the attack by a group of assassins. Benny saved the man's life, and in return, he becomes the head of the mafia's drug operation. Buy the House of Lasbury in the description box right now.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing. Let me ask you this, Dr. Carlos, if you don't mind. You spoke on the NBA, and last year, during the playoff series against the Milwaukee Bucks and the Orlando Magic, Jacob Blake was shot in Wisconsin, and that moved the NBA players to then boycott for a game. And a lot of us, and even here on this platform, we were talking like, this is great. This is something that's going to gain attention because now revenue is being taken out of multi-billion-dollar owners' pockets. Now things are beginning to change. But then the NBA athletes jumped and went right back onto the court. And a lot of people had
I'm with you. But do me a favor, entertain. I got to make a potty run, man. I got this prostate issue. Let me deal with that, and I'll be right back.
Yes, sir, brother. Indeed.
Yes, sir. Carlos is back in the building.
Yes, sir.
Let's get to it.
Hey, listen. Let me start by saying, man, I have to apologize to you guys, man. I was wondering to myself why my brain tripping the way I'm tripping, trying to express myself. But I think I took my first shot today, that COVID shot.
Okay.
And I'm kind of woozy like that. I'm going back there and I said, what's wrong with me? And I guess this must be like a side effect or what have you from this shot that I just took.
Sir,
so
we can't.
You guys to forgive me for that.
We can't even tell. Well, we appreciate you. We appreciate you for sure. Thank you very much. So we were talking about the NBA, and I was bringing up obviously the Jacob Blake shooting from last year in Wisconsin, the NBA players boycotting, but then coming back on the court. I wanted to know your opinion. Do you think that they should have went forward and continued to boycott, or did they do the right thing, in your opinion, in coming back on a court playing?
Well, there has to be unification in that sense. Let me give you a parallel to that with the Clippers. When the owner of the Clippers said all the nasty and derogatory things he said about Magic Johnson,
mm-hmm.
All right, that inflamed a lot of black people.
Mm-hmm.
It got to the point where the Clippers were offended, players were offended. The black players on the Clippers team, as well as the coach, was offended, rightfully so. But that set off LeBron James in Cleveland. It made him and the rest of the black players, they offended. That in turn set off Golden State Warriors, inflamed them. They was offended. So this is my scenario as to what I feel happened. Okay, I don't have no proof, but this is my scenario. The deal is this. They went to the owner of the Clippers and they told him, they said, listen, man, you're going to have to sell the team. And they said, what are you talking about, sell the team? So, yeah, you're going to have to sell the team. Man, I'm not selling the team. Why should I sell the team? You're going to sell the team merely because of what you said. And he said, what are you talking about, man? We all said this. We say this every day.
Wow.
I said, yes, we do. But here's the difference. We said behind the door in the private side, you said it in the public side of the door for the world to hear. You understand? Mm-hmm. So, yes, you're going to sell the team. And what we're going to do, because you're in the club with us, this team was worth $450 million. They sold that team, gave him $2.3 billion for that team. You understand? Why did they do that? Because the bigger picture was, if these individual athletes was to keep their unification they had, the NBA would have fell through the cracks. So Mr. Silver's a very, very smart man. He said, we got to nip this in the bud. You got to go. So now what I'm saying relative to Milwaukee and the rest of the guys is we are not in this thing in the moment, man. We in the movement. The movement is something that's ongoing. You don't make a statement and then things cool down and then all of a sudden I'm back to the norm. No, you got to stay with it because you're trying to get to the top of the mountain. Only way you're going to get to the top of the mountains, man, you got to look at the egregious things that has happened throughout your history. Understand?
Yes, sir.
And by doing that, you tell the owner, say, hey, man, we respect you guys. But it looks like in certain instances, you guys never showed no respect to us. And the owners might tell the guys, say, look, man, you know something? We pay you guys handsomely for the job you do. Okay? Yes, you do it. I appreciate that. They say, but when black people get killed in the street, I ain't never seen you get up and make one statement about, your concern about life. In this particular instance, is black life. But I haven't seen you make any concerns about that. And I play for you and make a tremendous amount of money for you every year. We all do. But yeah, I'm the one that pay the check. I'm the one that pay your salary. I'm the one that write that big check for you. But see, what a lot of our young individual athletes don't realize, say, yeah, man, you can tell him in a very quaint sort of way, yes, you are the cow that gives the milk, sir. But realize that I'm the grass that the cow have to eat in order to give the milk. If there's no grass, sir, there's no cow. Now we have an equal understanding as to what one another's job is. But I'm not asking you to be anything less than a humanitarian to be concerned about human life. How could you not be concerned about someone's life being gunned down in the street? How could you tell me that I don't have a right to be concerned about someone's life gunned down in the street, be it white or black or Asian?
Yeah.
You understand? That's just like the people in the Olympics. No demonstrations. Here in Atlanta, Georgia, in 1996, when they had the games here, they had a T-shirt out with me on the T-shirt. They banned that T-shirt from the Olympic Village, from anyone walking in the downtown where all the people were, banned them. Here they come back. Now they're talking about they banned anything that says Black Lives Matter over there in Japan. So in essence, what they're doing, they're running their dictatorship all over again. And you run that, what they're doing now, and you run that back to the big house that we was at back in the day, and you'll see that the laws are pretty parallel, pretty much the same as it was back then. They just brushed it up a little better.
Absolutely.
If you're over the age of 35 and over the years you've eaten pizza, dairy foods, deli meats, or meats with fat, you are likely to have some degree of plaque buildup in your veins and arteries. This increases your risk of suffering a stroke or heart attack exponentially, and no one wants such a catastrophic event to occur. Introducing Blackout. Blackout is made of all natural ingredients proven to help dissolve clots in the blood, remove calcium deposits and plaque from the walls of veins and arteries, improve viscosity of the blood, improve elasticity of the veins and arteries, treat varicose veins, and prevent the reoccurrence of plaque buildup. For more information, visit Youth Fountain Laboratory at youthfountainlab.com or call 1-800-853-78